And here we go, we've got our first crew of the day coming in down here at Boynton, and they're coming in, look a little off, but our guy gets the easy step off. But the bow's kicking out on him, and he's going to push the stern off from hitting the metal post that goes around the concrete piling. And he's still trying to push him off. His cap appears to be in reverse now. I can't tell because the way the flag's blowing, it's the same way the wind and current's going as well. So there's a possibility that he's not in reverse and the wind and current just has him. And there we go. They're going to push off the concrete piling to try and get off that metal post. But now they're going to have to come wide around. But welcome back, crew, to the greatest show on earth, and that is the Miami Boat Ramps channel. I'm your host, Broncos Guru, and today we are down here visiting Boynton Beach. Got to be careful on that side. There's a lot of rocks, not that far below the surface of the water over there. I've watched boats get stuck on that, hit motors off of it, all kinds of stuff. But he's got it lined back around, and probably the correct method here at this point. Again, you can see wind is blowing right to left across our screen. Really, at this point, he's letting the wind do the work for him to go ahead and try and push them up against the dock. So we'll hit stern first. He goes to kick it off. And bow will come in second. And of course, we've got somebody with a cast net in front of them as they're going to try and back down to pull this thing out. And they're going to switch the lines, and they should be good to roll from here. And here comes our next crew in on approach. Been one of those weird days. You can tell in the background, super overcast. So we've got the sun coming in and out on us. So some of these shots are a little blown out, and then some aren't. It's tough to put the UV filter on a day like today because the sun's coming in and out as we go. So our crew looks like they're going to miss slightly as Cap's just going to run it right along the dock, and she's going to have to try and push them off before they wind up in the concrete piling or the pole that's around it as well, as the stern's coming toward it and the bow's kicking off. And there we go. They'll get the push off, and the crew can try walking this one up from here. And our next crew coming in a little hot. Cap's got that throttle down on this one. Definitely got the full commit right here. And our girl's in the bow. She goes for the jump off even at the speed. And now he's going to run it right along the dock the whole way there. Again with the push off on the piling. That wind is just messing everybody up today. They think they got the right line. And right there at the last second, the wind's pushing them into the dock. And they just keep missing on that side. And one of the weird parts of this one's here at Boynton, there's always flags. You can see the flag in the background, so you can kind of look up and see where everything's going. So it should be able to help you line your shot up. If you ever come in here, always look there first to see what the wind's doing. And here comes our next crew on approach. Let's see how they do compared to everybody else so far. And they're going for the port side dock again. Let's see if they wind up missing, just like everybody else we've seen try this side today. Nope, I lied. They went starboard, but still wound up missing. But the other key on this, I don't know about having people on the rear deck, and just for this reason, you can see Cap all over the throttle there. If somebody winds up off that back deck, we're in trouble. So I thought they were going to go port side. They go starboard. And they're going to get the pull over, but still another solid miss today. And again, I definitely don't recommend that. You don't want to be back there on that swim deck when you're coming in on approach to the dock, as it could cause nothing but trouble. Again, right there where Captain hit that brake check, he got lucky. Nobody went in. And the same crew, now he's going to back into the dock. Stop! So he's close call there, almost backs the trailer into the dock. As he's coming down, gonna try relining it up. So there we go, a little better angle this time, but I'm pretty sure they've got the lines there so he can't get those guide poles past the boat. And I'm guessing Wifey's coming down to untie the boat and help him get this one loaded. So the trailer's starting to turn out on him. Has to be careful. The truck's getting close to the dock now as well, so he's going to start running out of room to work as the trailer starts to turn away from the boat. And going to try backing it up one more time. So loosening up the bow line at least so we can try and go ahead and get that guide pull between the boat and the dock. And no power load for this crew. They're going to try walking it right on. And they look like they should be pretty good. So our next crew comes in on approach. Gonna go down to the end. And let's see how they fare. So they're kind of looking over at the dock for the starboard side, and now it looks like Cap's going to make the switch. He's figured out that the wind's pushing the other way, and they're going to try and use the wind to get him over. So Cap's trying to push it in, and unfortunately they've kind of stalled, where they're kind of stuck off the dock right now. So he's got his guy in the bow, who looks like he's considering going for the leap, but with the bow rail there, it's a little difficult. Obviously much easier for somebody to try and leap off the stern to get onto the dock. I don't know where he thinks he's going, but he's not going that way. As he started to step over the bow rail, I'm like, they're just too far off to try and pull that one off. But right here, Cap could just keep going back that stern in, and one of these two could step off the stern. But he's kind of torn because they're both eyeballing the bow, so he's trying to get that over instead. And again, kind of a stalemate. They're just kind of stuck here. And there you go, Cap. Back it up. Right there, neutral engine position. And I mean, somebody could step off the stern now, probably. And nobody's going. For whatever reason, nobody's going. I don't understand that one. The stern would have been an easy step off for this guy that's at the back. And our guy from the bow is still debating on going over the bow rail. So Cap's going to bring it back over one more time. He may have to just leave the helm and go off on his own on this one if his crew doesn't want to make the move. So it goes back into forward to try and get the bow over. Again, the tougher offload point. But our guy's going over. He goes for the reach, and he winds up missing. There he goes. He goes for the full jump. Had to commit on it. And the other guy's going to go now as well. So it took him a few minutes of just kind of sitting there hoping the wind would carry him over. And finally somebody decides to make a move. So next crew, we get somebody off on the bow who's got a line over there, and his buddy's pulling the bow in. Gotta watch out. We're kicking the stern out toward the boat behind them. And looks like they're trying to get the other line. Our guy in the bow is hanging on with everything he's got, trying to pull this thing back over. But here you can see it's been a struggle as the wind and current's just blowing so hard, as we've seen with everybody missing today. So he's trying to get a line brought back around. The strange part in this one is they're launching. So I'm not sure why they haven't gotten on the boat, fired up the motor, and just backed out. So this is not a retrieval move. This crew's actually trying to get out on the water. So they've got to pull alongside the dock now. Everybody's stepping on now. So, got the cooler, the line. Has to be careful as the boat drifts off a little more again, and he tries pulling it back over. So I guess the goal was they weren't 100% ready to leave at the moment, so they needed to get it back over to get the cooler, the rest of the crew on, before they could go ahead and pull out. So our guy's still hanging on to the boat, but he's got to get in at some point. And there we go, he's going to pull it off. And our crew's going to start to back out and try and go ahead and get out of here. And speaking of getting out of here, we're going to go ahead and get out of here as well. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Miami Boat Ramps. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlet. My channel, Broncos Guru, does some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.